Hello, everybody. Mike Hartman here of the Ohio Bigfoot Research and Investigation Center. I want to thank you all for listening to this series, and I want to thank you for returning for part 4, the final installment, the family structure of Bigfoot. What I believe the family structure is and what it is like. Again, the theories and opinions of this video are strictly those of myself, Mike Hartman of the Ohio Bigfoot Research Investigation Center, the Ohio Bigfoot Project. I want to thank you all for listening to these and participating on my page and my YouTube and everything. You guys are very much appreciated. The family structure of Bigfoot, Part 4. Now, not all wildlife structures families. Most generally, it's mammals, primates, and more intelligent mammals such as whales. Deer, not so much. Sheep, not so much. Doll sheep, Texas ram, not really. Raccoons, no, not really. But elk, no, not really. They do travel in herds, though. I'd like to introduce you my theory to the family structure of Bigfoot and exactly how I think they work and operate and how everything goes down behind the trees. The roles of the family. I believe there is one dominant male, one dominant female, 2 to 3 younger subordinate females, 1 to 2 subordinate juvenile males, pre-sexual maturity. Now, as the dominant female may not always be the oldest. I think maybe once perhaps they get past their breeding age, then the predominant female might go back into a role of being a subordinate for the new queen to take over, so to speak. And same with the dominant males. And dominant males, I don't think change hands a lot. I think they get challenged. And I think it absolutely could happen that a younger, stronger Bigfoot could beat the older male out of the group, but I just don't feel like that would happen. I feel like the family pod would tighten up together to do away with this newcomer. The rogues. Males that have reached sexual maturity, so they are removed from the family pod. They either travel alone or they may group up together. 100% of all species of primates have certain members that engage in homosexual activity. The rogue males may do this in the absence of breedable females. This has been witnessed in gorillas, chimpanzees, bonobos, orangutans. It's been seen in deer, it's been seen in sheep, it's been seen in goats, it's been seen in dolphins, it's been seen in many species of animals, but every single species of primates. Every type, every genre of primates, males and females, at some point, not all of them, but some of them seem to engage in some type of homosexual activity. And I think the rogues might do this, which would be an all-male group that has been outcast from the family once they hit sexual maturity. But I do believe the rogues play a very important part in the life cycle of a Bigfoot family. Dominant females. Female chimpanzees will often mate with several mates. Each male then believes that the offspring is his own. Because of this, all males will protect the offspring equally. And I believe this is where the rogues come in handy. I believe the subordinate females may be mating with the rogues, or the rogues might think that they can take a subordinate female to secure their own family someday. And because of that, that's where I think tree structures come important. It is my opinion, my theory, my honest belief that tree structures mark the territory line between the family pod and the rogues. The rogues stay on the left, the family stays on the right, but they can all lean on the fence together and talk to one another like neighbors. This is what I believe the use of tree structures are for. I believe it's a splitting of the property or territory between the rogue males and the family pods. At least one of the uses. I believe they have several uses, but I do believe this to be one of the uses. It is my personal opinion that the males reach sexual maturity between age 5 and 7. This is when they're outcast from the family to become a rogue. It is at this time they may be removed from the family pod. But they may not move far away, just past the family territory. Or they may travel counties away in search of other females. It'd be like an Amish being allowed Rumspringa. Once a male becomes a rogue, he pretty much can go do whatever he wants. He's not tied or bound to anything. He's free to explore. But I think he's still going to stick close, just in case the family needs him. I believe he will be there close. I honestly do. I think he will still help watch over what would have been his family pod, or previously his family pod, in his own way. Now, the dominant male is basically the protector of the family, hunter, gatherer. I believe him and the dominant female work together while the subordinates babysit. But I think the rogues is a key feature in the family structure. I believe that the family pod lives its entire lifespan within 15 square miles of where it becomes established. Singular male, the rogues, they have more freedom of travel and may travel up to 100 miles to establish their own territory, but I feel they stay close. I feel they stay just out of the family's territory. I believe that up to 35% of all males will never find a mate, and 35 to 60% of all offspring do not survive their first winter, if it's a harsh winter. And that's pretty common numbers for generally any wildlife species. They all have high mortality rates, anything in the wild. They don't have doctors, they don't have veterinarians, they don't have gynecologists, oncologists, heart specialists. If you have a birth defect, it's almost a death sentence. Sometimes, if it's the wrong birth defect, your own family will kill you. So, I don't think that infants have a very high survivable rate at all. But I do believe that the family pod lives its entire lifespan within the same 15 square miles. And outside of that 15 square miles, for a bullseye ring all the way around it, 365 degrees, really as wide as he wants to go, or they want to go, is the pod of rogues. The singular or individual males, the ones that may possibly never breed with the female if they never encounter one. Now, if the dominant male was to pass away, I believe a new male will come in. I believe a rogue male, when a subordinate female in the family pod becomes maybe to an age that, she sees her family structure, maybe those two mate up and that rogue is allowed into the family pod, but only to be with that subordinate female. So I don't think the rogues go far, but I also do not believe that they inbreed. I think in rare occasion, inbreeding would occur. Inbreeding does occur in every species, including humans. But at least as far as survivability of the infant, of the babies, it would be far, far, far more. An inbred baby definitely, I don't feel, would be able to survive very well. But, so I don't think inbreeding occurs, but I think other males might mate with the subordinate females, and outside of that is where the original rogue that was cast out could come back into play when that baby becomes to be a breedable age. So I don't think the rogues go far. I think first cousin mating, second cousin mating, third cousin breeding, things like that happen, but not dad, daughter, mom, son, brother, sister type deal. Do not feel that happens. But I can't say for sure. It absolutely could. But anyways, thank you for watching these videos. This is the final installment. My name is Mike Hartman of the Ohio Bigfoot Project, and again, the thoughts and theories of this video series are strictly those of my own. Thank you for listening.